How's it going, everyone? Thank you for stopping by our channel. Wanted to do a video on all of the fig trees that we're currently growing. Also, if you guys haven't joined the RFig forum and you're really interested in growing figs, I suggest that you do. It's free. I'll go ahead and provide a link down below if you want to join. There's a lot of very knowledgeable and friendly members on there, and a lot more information that you can get on all the different varieties of figs. So I suggest you join and have at it. All right, so here is just your standard Panache fig. This was actually a cutting last year from the mother tree. We got a couple of figs growing here, doing pretty well. It's in probably a 2-gallon pot, so hasn't grown substantially well. Here's the mother tree, and unfortunately it's not putting out figs. Not really sure why. I have a graft here of Lampeira Prusch, which is put on some pretty good growth. You got some double bumps right there, so hopefully we'll get some figs here pretty soon. Here we have the mother tree of the unknown Cavaliere. It's got some good figs on there. This is a very prolific fruiter. Almost every single branch has figs on it. I haven't seen the fig wasp come and pollinate these. This is a Smyrna, so hopefully we can get some action here pretty soon, or else these probably won't ripen. So keep you posted on that, guy. Here we have the Smith. As you can see, it's starting to put out little figlets almost on every single branch. This one is a very, very delicious fig. It actually wasn't fruiting right away, and I actually did end up pinching all of the branches. Not sure what everyone's thoughts are on pinching. I'm still kind of in the middle. I know that there's a lot of other channels out there and other YouTube personalities that talk about figs. You know, Ross Ratty being one of them, and the Millennial Gardener being another. So they all have great information on pinching, and I suggest you go check them out. I can provide some links below to their channels. Here's a grape that I'm growing that's putting on awesome amount of fruit this year. Here is a Calderona that I got from a very generous our Figs forum member. His name's Gary, and he's one of the most generous people I know on that forum, and this is just, you know, starting to take off right now and rooted very nicely, and now it's starting to put on good growth. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get figs this year based on how small it is. I do see some double bumps there, as you can see, but it's getting in a little late, but we'll see how that goes. Here's the Campaniere, and this one is just taking off like a rocket. Here are basically some standard Campaniere fig shapes, or fig leaf shapes. Very vigorous. As you can see, it is now starting to put on little figlets. It's got a big guy right there. It's grown very nicely. This is a 2-year-old tree that I started last year, or I guess 1-year-old. Here is the yellow longneck, which I did another video on. I should be doing individual videos on all of these trees just to give you guys a little bit more information, but just wanted to show you all the trees that we are growing right now. Almost every single node has figs on it. There's a double fig at the node. So that's a very delicious fig, nice honey fig. Excellent producer. I was able to successfully graft a Smith to this one. It put out figs, but ended up dropping them, unfortunately. All right, here we have a seedling that was found in California. This one's called Kuato. It's got little figs forming there. Very beautiful fig tree. It's got the red petioles. Very interesting looking figs. But pretty good grower. It's putting on a couple figs. You can actually see the fig wasp right there. Let me zoom in for you guys. So you got a couple just kind of battling it out. Hopefully that one will get pollinated. So we'll see some ripe figs later in the year for this one. All right, here we have the famous black Madeira. This one was sourced from Harvey. It set out some pretty nice figs to begin with, and these were the only figs that I got this year. Last year it put out more, but then I did some pinching, and as you can see, figs at every node. So this one has responded very well to it. Just all over the place, maybe 15, 20 figs. And the new branches are forming as well. So this one has been very, very nice. Harvey always has some of the best cuttings you can get. I'll provide a link down below for his website. It's called figaholics.com, but every year during the dormant season, he sells his cuttings, and he's got tons and tons of very nice varieties at very reasonable prices. So highly suggest you check out that website. He posts updates every year on when he'll be posting them. I believe it's sometime in February, so be sure to check that out if you want to try some of these varieties. Here is the Col de Dame Noir fig that I got from Nursery, which didn't fruit the first year, but it is starting to put out figs now. Got a couple guys forming right there. Got one down there. Got a couple more up here. So leaf structure on it. So this one is a very, very vigorous grower. This was a cutting last year, and it's put on some pretty substantial growth. Let's see how thick that branch is, or that trunk, I mean. But it's probably about 5, almost 6 feet tall. Really looking forward to trying this one. It's supposed to be a top tier fig, along with the Col de Dame Blanc that we have in our collection as well. We'll have more on that in a little bit here. So that's pretty much the extent of what I'm growing here. We do have a ton more at my buddy's house, so stay tuned and we'll show you what we got. All right, we are at the official fig orchard. Here are the in-ground trees. I wanted to go one by one with you guys and show you everything that we're growing. So here is the Cravens Craving. Originally sourced from Pod's Fan. This was acquired via trade. Got some figs growing here. It's supposed to be very similar to Black Madeira. It's got very similar leaf shapes, just like the Black Madeira, but it's supposed to be a little bit better. So we'll see how this one does. All right, on to the next one. This one is Figoin, Italian variety, very small figs, but they're supposed to be very, very tasty. This is also a 1-year tree, and as you can see, it's grown a lot in the ground. It's putting off a ton of shoots on the bottom. We are starting to get fruit set. Let me see if I can show you guys. You can see the fruit right there. So they are starting to come in. Here we have the Tia Penya, and this one is growing like a beast. As you can see, it's got multiple shoots down below. Here are the figs forming. This one's supposed to be a top tier one, so really looking forward to this. Look how big these leaves are. Just massive. Very nice growth. Doing well in ground. Here we have the Burgan Unknown. Look at the size of these leaves. That's just insane. It's like 2 of my hands. But this is a classic Burgan leaf shape. It's got the very long fingers with the hammer at the end. No fruit as of yet, but it is putting on a lot of growth in the ground. So hopefully we start seeing some fruit set here pretty soon. If not, I'm not sure if we'll be able to sample this one, so we'll see how it goes. All right, this next one is called a Sangue. Very similar leaf shape to the Burgan Unknown with the long fingers and the hammer at the end. This one just puts on very, very thick growth. Here was the cutting here down at the bottom that was rooted this year actually. This was a cutting that was sourced from Garden Crochet. We are just now starting to get the double bumps, as you can see here. So hopefully we can get some fruit this year. It's looking good. But another just monster leaf. Looking very good. All right, here is the Meteorito. This was given to me by Doug, who found Meteorito. And this one is just another very, very vigorous grower. Just crazy amounts of shoots coming out the bottom. As you can see here, there's probably, I don't even know, 10 branches on this. This is I received this last year, so I guess you consider this about a year old. But surprisingly, no fruit yet. I'm not sure if this one just takes a while to fruit. I don't even know if we have double bumps. It's looking like we're getting some double bumps. But we're definitely gonna have some cuttings in the off season. I might gift these to a few people. Still not sure if this is a common fig. I think there's a few people out there that are trialing it, so we should have some more information on this one by the off season. But if it is common, I think a lot of people are gonna be in for a treat. So this one's supposed to be very, very good. Nice cherry flavor, I believe Doug described it. All right, the sad one of the lot. And this is the Bordissot Negra Rimada that I got from Eric. This one, I guess, is notorious to be a slow grower, so this might need to be grafted. I mean, it's still alive. It is putting out those double bumps, so hopefully we get to at least try it. But it doesn't look super healthy. But as long as it's alive, I'm happy. So we'll see how this one does. This next one's called Abbazia, or Abbazia. This is a cutting that I received from Mario, an RFIGS forum member, very generous guy. This is supposed to be very unique and has a nice backstory that Mario was telling me about. But starting to put out figs now, and some good top growth. I believe it's a green fig with a lighter interior, but it is supposed to be very delicious. So I will keep you updated on how this one does, but so far so good. All right, next one up is the Lampeira Prusch. Not really sure how to pronounce it, but doing pretty well. Still a little small, but it is starting to put on figs, as you can see there. Not the healthiest tree that we have. The leaves look a little deformed and weak. Hopefully it grows out of that, which it looks like it is starting to. But this is supposed to be another top tier fig. Very, very good. I know that Doug brought this to the fig gathering last year, and a lot of people really liked it. This one is Lungo Di Portogallo. And this was another one that was gifted to me by Mario. Very interesting leaves. It's not really putting out a ton of big leaves at the moment, but all the small ones are just really pretty to look at. And it looks like it is starting to put on some tiny little figlets right there. But I think we will get to sample this one before the end of the year. The next one is called Perola, and this was a cutting that I got from Harvey in the off season. This is on its first year, and it's put on a pretty substantial amount of growth here. And it has fruited, which is awesome. Harvey was saying this one had a very unique flavor that he couldn't quite describe. So looking forward to sampling that and hopefully sharing it with you guys. All right, here is the strawberry Verte. And it's just a very small tree, but loaded with figs. I think most of these are Breba. But this is supposed to be a green fig with that dark red interior. Supposed to be very, very good. This will be our first year tasting this one, so looking forward to that. Not the best grower as of yet. I think it was mainly just focusing on figs, but still nonetheless excited to try it. Here we have Nero Del Cisternino, and this was a rooted cutting that I got from Brian M over in Fresno, and I believe this was a fig out of Paolo Bologna's collection, and the pictures on it look incredible. It's got like that dark purple color when it's ripe with bright red interior on the inside. It just looks very, very syrupy and jammy. Doing really well right now. Starting to put on some growth and also set figs at the same time. Nice looking fig. I believe Brian said this one was common, so we should have some more information on this one by the end of the season. Here is the Blanc that I got from Jamie, who I believe got hers from Ross. And this one is looking good. It's putting out a good amount of figs. Hasn't put on a substantial amount of top growth yet. Might need to graft this one, but we are happy with the fruit production on it. And this one is very good. It's got an amazing texture, just really, really jammy. Awesome fig. If you don't have this one, definitely pick it up. I think it deserves to be in everyone's collection, at least one of the Calderonas. This Calderon Blanc did pretty well last year, so I'm happy with it. Here's a cool variety. This one's called La Bourgeoise. And this one I got from, I believe, Nursery. I thought this one wasn't gonna make it, and one of the shoots actually, this is dead, so this needs to be pruned right here. It should not be looking like that, but it did have a shoot that came off from the bottom, from the base, and is starting to put on some good growth. And it does have double bumps there, so we should be having some fruit come in this year as well. Looking good. Here we have the Cavaliere. Supposed to be a very nice fig, cherry flavor. Putting on figs. This is I think it's a 1-year-old tree. It's putting out some suckers here at the bottom that I'll probably prune off in the off season. First year trying this fig, but a lot of people rave about it. It's supposed to be a top tier fig as well. Should be a good one. Putting on some good growth. It was actually, before the season started, probably right around here. And then since then it's put on, as you can see, a good amount of growth. I didn't think it'd be a very fast grower, a very vigorous grower, but it's proved me wrong. It's doing well now. All right, last one in this row is the Beltrana that I got from Harvey during his cutting sale. This one's supposed to be very, very good as well. If you watch Harvey's videos, he has some good things to say about this one. Hasn't fruited for us yet, but it does have some growth here that's looking pretty good. It's starting to take off a bit. Hopefully it'll start setting some fruit here pretty soon. Since we're in Orange County, we do have an extended growing season compared to the rest of the country. So if it does set fruits a little late, we should still be able to ripen them. Even if they're not the best quality, at least they'll be something that we can taste and sample. All right, here we have the Exquisito, which has grown so much since we received it from Doug last year. Down here at the base, it's got some suckers growing, but we're gonna leave these on. We're gonna root these in the off season. It's got this big sucker right here, putting out double branches with figs on it. It's got some figs growing, which is amazing. And then here's the main trunk. That is just loaded, absolutely loaded with figs. This was sent to me by Doug as an air layer last season, and it was very, very small. But I'm just blown away by how fast this thing has grown. It's taking very well to the ground, and as you can see, it's very, very productive, and at the same time just willingly putting out awesome branches. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 100 figs on this the first year. It just keeps on growing. It's supposed to have 3 crops according to Doug, and each one is unique in its own right. Common fig. Highly recommend everyone get this one if you can. I know the prices are pretty high on it, but if you are able to work out a trade with another member on our figs or somebody else that you know, I suggest that you do, because as you can see here, it's very worth it. All right, next one up is the Thermalito. And I got this one from Christian, who sourced his from Doug. And this was a graft, as you can see down here. But putting out a good amount of figs in its first year. Looks like every single node is gonna have one. Very nice top growth. Here's the leaf here. Got some side branches growing out. And this, just like the Exquisito, is supposed to be a top tier fig. All of the Ito figs, very, very good. Haven't tried this one yet. I think Ross has a video that shows him doing some taste tests on this one. I don't think there's very many videos out there that showcase this one, but we will definitely have a fig review later in the season when these start ripening. And I'm excited to show you guys what it looks like when it is ripe and ready to go. This next one is Cosme Manyo, and I think without a doubt this is probably my most anticipated fig of the year. I was lucky enough to snag some cuttings for this one, and it was growing very slowly to begin with, but is now starting to put on great growth. And as a bonus, it is definitely fruiting in its first year, and it looks to be fruiting well. It looks like every node is gonna have some figs on it. This fig is from Montserrat Pond's collection, and it's believed to be one of his favorite figs. So just thinking about how many figs he owns and grows, and the fact that this is one of his favorites is saying a lot. So we'll have another video on this one later in the year. Excited to show you guys how it looks and how it continues to grow throughout the year. Here is Dell's Ermitans. And I actually didn't hear very much about this one until I saw Ross's video covering it, and it looks absolutely amazing. Super syrupy. It looks very, very tasty and delicious. So I picked one up from Nursery when they had their sale earlier in the year, and it's done very well. Looks like it's starting to put on figs here. As you can see, the double bumps. Not the biggest tree, but it is growing very nicely. Hopefully it'll start taking off here pretty soon. This next one is the Azores Dark. Another highly sought after variety, and it is proven to be very, very vigorous and productive. Figs at every node. Here's some that are a little bit more further along. But this one has just put on so much growth. There's a ton of suckers here at the base. And 3 main trunks that it put on. We're most likely gonna prune this down to a single tree or a single trunk in the off season. But really looking forward to trying this one. There's a leaf on it. Very pretty leaves. All right, guys, so that was the tour of all the figs that we're growing here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a little lengthy, but appreciate you hanging in there and checking out all the varieties that we're growing. Hope you found some cool varieties that you didn't know existed. And we will be posting separate videos on each individual variety later in the season when these ripen. Probably a couple videos on each one. Just kind of detailing, you know, the tree itself, how it's done here in zone 10B or 10A. More information for you guys that you'll hopefully find helpful. We are interested to know what varieties you guys are growing on your own too. So please comment below, let us know, and we'll talk to you guys later.